This week, more properties came to market than any week since July of 2019. This week and next are the peak of the home buying season. So more inventory bodes well for all participants. We'll look at the latest inventory and price trends in this week's Altos Research Market Report. Every week, Altos tracks every home for sale in the country, all the pricing, all the supply and demand, all the metrics, and we make that data available to you before the traditional media channels start seeing it. It's Monday, June 21st, and here's the data. Let's start this week with our new inventory and immediate sales numbers. So 110,000 new listings came to market this week, with 28,000 of those going immediately into contract. Listing and sales volume continues to grow and will be strong this week and next before taking a breather on the July 4th holiday week, which normally marks the end of the annual peak buying season. As the market really started heating up 2 years ago, as rates were falling, and this is when the immediate sales phenomenon really started to become pervasive across the country. Immediate sales are those listings that they come to market and then they get offers within hours or just days, and they are essentially sold immediately. Keep in mind that the market time for the whole country is only 21 days right now. So another huge chunk of these new listings will be gone in a week or just two. But some of these are starting to build the active inventory, up another 3% this week to 353,000 homes. Taken in isolation, it might sound shocking that active inventory is climbing by 3% per week, but what's amazing here is that we're only back up to levels last seen in February. There were more homes available over New Year's weekend than are available right now. After 7 weeks of rising inventory, we're still at 49% fewer homes on the market than last year at this time. And the curve here looks good. The end of June is normally the period where we have the fastest growing inventory, setting up for our August, September peak of maximum inventory for the year. It looks like this year we will peak just under 400,000 at that time. I've been saying this recently, but inventory will remain restricted for the next several years. Until we have multiple years of higher rates to build up each year. Prices are at their summer plateau, holding at $399,000, median price for a single family home in the US for the 5th week in a row. The summer limit here on home prices sometimes starts ticking back in July, but other years stays elevated through the end of August. You can see some of the longer plateaus in the red line here. I suspect that we are in for that extended strength this year because the leading indicator, the price of the newly listed cohort, that's the dashed line here, is also plateaued at $365,000 for the median price of the newly listed home this week. This marks basically 2 months in this narrow price band. Often by late June, this number is showing seasonality and pulling back. This year, though, it's showing its continued strength. So the absolute peak was 3 weeks ago, and the 4th of July will bring a dip in these leading price numbers as we turn the corner into the second half of the year. But as of right now, they show continued price strength, probably in the main number through the end of August or maybe even September. Finally, this week, let's look at how the peak of the buying season looks in the days on market stat. The median days on market for all single family homes actively for sale in the country is just 21 days. It's hard to overstate how fast this is and how powerful this is for sellers, 3 weeks is nothing. Typically 7 or 8 weeks, even in the peak high season. This fast market time is why we're not at all worried about the homes that are still in the mortgage forbearance system. It's so easy to sell a home right now that even those most devastatingly impacted by the pandemic, those maybe who have permanently lost jobs and will be unable to ever regain their income level to afford that mortgage, there are very few of those folks, but even those folks will be able to sell their home quickly and pocket all the cash equity gains over the last few years. So there are essentially no foreclosures forthcoming when the forbearance system and the moratorium on foreclosures finally ends. We're going to stay in this super fast sales pace, this super fast through 4th of July, and then probably extend a little bit as the market time, begins its normal seasonal climb as the summer grows older. It'll climb, but it's still going to be way, way fast. Okay, that's all the time we have for this week. As always, if you're a realtor interested in building your business, then you should go right now to altosresearch.com and connect with us. Let's talk about the data in your local market and what you're doing to reach your clients and prospects right now. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel too, so you don't miss any of the changes in this absurd U.S. housing market. Thank you. For next week.